Hello friends and enemies. Welcome to or back to Happy for Now. I figured out the lighting in this room, which is fantastic. We also have a new spot where I can sit on the bed kind of and update you what is going on. I am here for my January 2026 reset, which is wild that it is a day away. I am feeling a lot of things about a new year. A lot of them hopeful. I do feel like things can be no worse. No worse next year. It would take a lot to be worse than this year. So there's that. But on that note, I'm very excited for a new year. I have a lot to talk to you about that's happening in January and going on and all those fun things. So first things first, we're going to dive into the big things. The first thing that we must discuss, which is any lives, read-alongs, all that good stuff that I have happening. So the newest Firebird Chronicles comes out this month. So there will be a live probably within a week or two of the new book releasing. Here's the new book. So yeah, book 6, Echoes of Insurrection, is releasing middle of January. So I would imagine by the end of the month, we will be having a live show. I should be there. There's a couple things coming up that will have me out and about, but for now, I should be able to be there. The other thing I need to share with you is that my members pick this month is Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. This has come out. The sequel comes out later this year, like in April. May. I just want to check. May. So we're reading this in January. I'm very, very excited for it. It is one of those books that has been on my radar for a while. A lot of people I know loved it. And I'm really, really excited to read this with my members. We're going to have a great time. In fact, I have a couple members who are like going to reread it because we're reading it next month. So I love when that happens. Let's see. Let's talk Read What You Own real quick. Here's what I'm going to give you because in January we will have a video where we talk about 2025 and all the things, including my final like Read What You Own numbers. But what you do need to know is I'm ending the month right now, it looks like, with a decrease TBR of 2, which is great because I did pick up some freebies this month. I really don't know how much more I'll read between filming this and the end of the year. It's the 29th right now, so who knows? You'll know in my December wrap up, which you get on like Sunday, so you'll have an idea then. Anyways, right now that's the biggest thing. I will be putting together all of my final stats and like combing through everything to verify, and I will share that as soon as I have it. The other update I have for you is the hardest reading challenge. I'm not really going to update you this month because I did a whole live where I did a whole video where I went through the entire spreadsheet. I am about 54% through still, and I'm hoping to get another chunk done this month very easily. My other project that kicks off January 1 is 75 Booked. I am doing a round with my members and I'm really, really excited for this. They've already got an announcement video about this and like I discussed the rules and some of that, but I thought I'd give y'all some insight into my plans for 75 Booked. Okay, so 75 Booked for me is going to look a little different, and that's kind of the point of this challenge is you get to adapt it to what you need. The original challenge involved 2 45-minute reading sprints every day, you know, a bottle of water per sprint, things like that. I am adapting this to work for me personally and my brain, and also what I know I have coming up in the next 75 days of the new year. So for me, I will be doing 2 30-minute sprints a day with a bonus 30 because I already read a lot every day. 90 minutes of reading is like nothing for me. So I kind of have to build some structure in, which is part of why we're reducing it to 2 30s with a bonus third one if I feel up to it. But the reason for 2 30s is that I'm going to make sure at least one of those sprints is a non-audiobook time. So I need to spend 30 minutes every day reading a physical ebook, physical as in like an ebook copy that I have. Ideally, I'm going to be using this to go through my physicals that I have to read, as well as my ARCs. I have not decided which way I'm going with this. I also will be using it to read things like my manga and stuff like that, but one sprint ideally is ebook related, basically. So I want to do that. But yeah, so that is part of my adjustment down. And then if I'm really enjoying the book, I will read for 2 sprints or whatever, right? So part of my thought process here is if I make at least one sprint non-audio, I should be able to be reading other things. And if I do a 3rd sprint, that one may be my manga sprint or something like that. But it's going to vary because that's just what's going to work for me. I also find 3 30 minutes less intimidating than 2 45s. Don't ask. It does not make sense, but it makes sense in my brain. So we're leaning into that. The other thing is, if it's not physicals or NetGalley, it has to be a KU title. And I currently have completely adjusted my KUs. I have 20 checkouts right now. I have refreshed them, not completely, but a good bit. They have been refreshed because I'm not going to allow myself to check out new KU books in these 75 days. I need to read the books I have. Two caveats. There are two caveats here. And that is that Jamin Eve has the finale in her Shifter City Omega's coming out at the end of January. I will be reading that. And then Wildcard by Stephanie Archer also comes out in February. I will be reading that. But whatever I return, if I haven't already reduced by a checkout when these come out, I will be rechecking out. And then the other thing is that I will be allowed to check something out if I'm doing a project video from KU and reading that book. Like, that's fine. But I'm just going to try and limit myself to not checking out anything new until I clear the 20. So like if I clear all 20 before 75 booked is over, I can check out new books. Like, that's fine. I just really need to clear my KU out because I have things that have lingered for too long and I don't want to do a try chapter. I just want to like read or DNF. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm doing something for my members with content with this. We're going to have some occasional sprint check-ins where we hang out and sprint in the evenings, probably some during the day. It'll be sporadic. I'm also going to either vlog for them and or do check-ins. One other caveat here for me with this project is I know I have travel during some of it, and those travel times I'm going to give myself flexibility to audiobook for both sprints. And that's okay, and I don't think that's like cheating. I think knowing myself and what I have coming up helps me plan accordingly for that 75 booked situation. And it also allows me to kind of go in with the expectation that, okay, there's a couple chunks in here where I will be audiobooking and other things instead. And I'm okay with that. Now, okay, so the other part of 75 booked is no buying books. So I will not be purchasing any new books during this that I have not read. Caveat, there's one place I may buy a book, and I will allow myself 1 or 2 books max. I am going to allow myself to buy manga, not in mass, but I have a whole system. We will be talking about it later. In fact, we will talk about it once I've done it for a month or so. Like, it'll be in the next check-in because I haven't made them yet, but I'm making a thing to track what I can buy for manga. But manga, I will also allow myself to buy the next volume in a series. If I really love the series, I can go pick it up. But I have to make the effort to go to the bookstore, and I think that's going to really help me prioritize going when I'm ready to get more versus just shopping to shop sometimes. I'm not too bad about it, but if I really want to read down what I have, we have to start with these rules. But more info on the thing I'm doing later when I'm ready to talk about it. I want to try it and see what I think before I like fully share it with everyone. But yeah, so I will not be buying any new books, requesting new arcs. Caveat, like if a certain arc I'm like really excited for comes out, I may request it. But ideally I'll have submitted like 2 or 3 NetGalleys before I do that. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, 75 books should help me really reduce my TBR by a lot very quickly, I think. I'm excited. If it goes well, I will probably do a public round where I like document it and talk about it more if y'all are interested. But for now, I just kind of want to try it with my members and see what I think of the challenge before like doing it more publicly. Also, I may do an adapted, like I may adapt someone else's challenge that I love where they quite literally read through everything on their shelf before they buy new books, and I really enjoy that. Anyways, on to arcs, because you didn't get a NetGalley check-in. I was going to give you one in December, and then I said, oh, I'm embarrassed, I can't tell you. And to give you a feel for how bad it is, I'm going to tell you every single January release I have. There's a lot. I'm ashamed. It is what it is, but I'm a little bit ashamed. So we have Drive Me Crazy. This is an F1 romance. I'm very curious about it. I did re-download the arc from NetGalley because the original one I got was formatted so terribly that you could not read it. So I resent it to my Kindle, and guess what? It was fixed, so we can give it a go. I have Fundamentals of Being a Good Girl, Rook and Rebel, Grumbly Ever After, Untethering Dark on audio because this audiobook's getting released in January. And I was really excited for this when it came out, and then there was no audio and I was kind of sad, so we'll see. One of the potential priorities in January is listening to all of my audiobook arcs on NetGalley because I have quite a few, and honestly I think if I got through those it would give me some flexibility here. Then I have Silver and Blood, which is a fantasy romance. I'm very excited for. Heather really enjoyed this, so fingers crossed it works for me. I have Domcom by an author I've really enjoyed, and then I have Alcott Hall by Emily Rath. I need to read book 2 in this series still, which follows our original couple, and this is a third couple that we follow. or third. This is the second couple that we follow. So I'm just a smidge behind, and that's okay. Potentials this month are very, very small. I am going to have my currently reading shelf cleared this month is one of the big things. I am probably going into 2026 with some books on my currently reading shelf. Not my favorite thing to do. So I would like to finish Her Monstrous Beast by E.P. Bally. I don't think I'll finish this before the end of the year. It is very long. I'm enjoying it, but like I also have not been in a place where I can just sit down and read the entire book like I want to. But it is 500 plus pages. 573 according to Goodreads and the Kindle edition. So I want to just sit down and read this whole book in like 2 sittings, but I cannot do that right now because of everything else I have going on around me. So there's that. I'm in the middle of Game Changer by Rachel Reed. Like everyone and their brother, I'm enjoying it. I need to also get back to it, but again, I was trying to prioritize the arc. So there we are. And then those 2 at least are carrying into 2026. So I'd like to finish those. I also am going to be reading A Bond of Trust by Jaime and Eve. That is the KU checkout I told you about, that I was like, I am allowing myself to read this. There's no way I'm not. I'm also going to be buddy reading Broken by Daylight with Shay, I believe, this month, or the end of the month. Like somewhere in there, we're going to be reading this one, which is the newest book, like the last book that came out in the Beast of the Briar series that we both love, because we're going to have new ones soon. So I'm hoping to like keep pace here and catch up. And then we also have the novella to read. So we'll probably read one this month and one in February. Okay, manga. That is the other topic of discussion here. I am doing a volume 1 of Palooza. Basically, you're going to get a vlog at some point. I have to read all my volume 1s in the vlog. So you will be getting that video at some point. That is happening. I have a lot, and I think it's over 30. So yeah, we will be reading a bunch of those in that video and coming through it all in general and discussing. The other thing is I have 2 volumes of Apothecary Diaries to read, so I'd like to read those. I also would like to read the Bloody Sweet series. I borrowed these from my friend, and I would like to get them read so I can get them back to her. There's no rush, like there's no pressure to read them, but I'd at least like to read one of the 2. They're kind of thick volumes. And then I also have the Missing O volumes 2 and 3 to read. I already read volume 1, which I own, and then volume 2 and 3 also belong to that friend. So I would like to just kind of finish all of them in one go here, if possible. The other thing I have to read is Yona of the Dawn. Shay and I are doing a new round of Yona of the Dawn read-along. We're gonna do lives every 10 volumes, we think. And that'll be like, I think quarterly it works out to about, somewhere in there. So that all has info coming soon. Shay will have some info on her channel about it as well, but this is your FYI. We are going to revisit and reread Yona of the Dawn, so get excited. I'm very excited. I'm excited to get caught up. And yeah, we're gonna have some discussions that we do, like where it's just the 2 of us having more in-depth discussions, and then we'll have lives every 10 volumes or so to like talk about it with y'all. So that's happening. I don't have the full breakdown on me right now. I apologize. Shay will have all the info for you, I promise though. But yeah, so that is happening. That is January. It is a quieter month. I should mostly get to be home this month. That's kind of my goal. Like I'm hoping to spend a lot of January just relaxing and enjoying myself and my time in my house. Because let me tell you, 2026 is looking to be very busy, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for how busy 2026 is going to be. Again, after a very, very rough year, it feels well-deserved and exciting to have things to really, really look forward to. But I'm excited to share with you my system that I'm going to be testing when I get that going in the next month or so. We will talk about it in my reset next month, okay? Like I promised my February reset, we will talk about the system I'm testing. A couple of people know about it. I haven't really shared it broadly because I don't have like supplies and everything yet. So I have to order that, and then we will be starting. I want to know what you're doing to bring in the new year. What are you picking up? All those good things down below. If you don't want to do any of that, you can leave me a celebratory emoji of your choice down there, because it is almost the new year and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. 2025 was so bad. It was so bad. It's gonna be okay. 2026 is gonna be better. I feel as though it can only go up from here, you know? So there's that. So yeah, you can do that down below. I'll have links to everything I talked about down there, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am, and I will talk to y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for.